Houston Public Works is responsible for the daily tasks you may take for granted. You may not notice us, but we work around the clock to support you. We are the foundation for life in Houston. Houston Water distributes enough fresh water to fill the Astrodome 4 times a day. Transportation and drainage operations handles 16,000 miles of streets. Over 1 million signs and street names and thousands of drains. The Houston Permitting Center regulates hundreds of projects so you can work, play, and live safely. Customer Account Services ensures 2.1 million people have access to safe drinking water with efficiency, accuracy, and flexibility. Capital Projects manages the critical improvements that make Houston better every single day. Houston is always moving towards growth, innovation, and progress. We are the largest, most diverse public works organization in the country. We are one team with one purpose. Together, we create a strong foundation for Houston to thrive.
Good evening, and thank you for participating in our live virtual community meeting today. My name is Kenya Williams with Houston Public Works. The goal of today's meeting is to keep you informed and know what to expect during construction of the Westridge Lift Station project. Before we begin, I would kindly ask if you could hold all questions until the end of our presentation. Many of the answers you're looking for will be answered within the presentation, so we'd like to respectfully ask for your full attention at this time. Later, we will open the questions and answer session at the end of the presentation. Here at Houston Public Works, we believe that together we create a strong foundation for Houston to thrive. There are 5 service lines at Houston Public Works. Today's meeting is being presented by Capital Projects. Joining us is the Interim Assistant Director for Capital Projects, Marcos Mengesha. He will introduce the project team responsible for this project to you. Marcos?
All right. Thank you, Kenya, for your introduction. Good evening. Thank you for District K Council Member Office. Thank you for all taking your time to participate in this meeting to discuss the upcoming Regional Lift Station construction project. The City of Houston operates and maintains 39 wastewater treatment plants and 382 lift stations. As part of the capital improvement project, the city plans to divert flows to regional lift stations and wastewater treatment plants and abandoned facilities to meet regulatory requirements, improve reliability, and reduce operation and maintenance costs. The Westridge Regional Lift Station consolidation project is programmed to divert flows with deep gravity sewer and a 24-inch force main to divert and abandon a total of 3 lift stations within the service area, and also construct 1 regional lift station to provide the service within the existing service area. The consolidation effort will take place via 1 construction package and is scheduled to start summer of 2022 and it will be completed in summer 2024. This project is as part of the Houston Capital Improvement Project for wastewater facilities. Now it's time to, introduce and pass appreciation to the project team. Alka Agrawal, the project manager from Houston Public Works. Edwin Lloyd, a construction manager from Lloyd, Smiza and Associates. Data Shri Dankar, a project manager from Boyer Construction Inc. John Hell is an engineer from, he's an engineer of record from IDS Engineering Inc. Thank you, and I will pass it to the engagement team, Kenya Williams, to provide the detail of the project. Kenya, please take it from here.
Thank you, Marcos. So now let's talk about this project, how to prepare for construction, and who to contact. Houston Public Works is committed to building forward and not building back the same way. This project will demolish 3 wastewater lift stations and divert their flow to a new regional lift station constructed in this project. This project will consolidate the city's wastewater facilities and reduce operation and maintenance costs. This $36 million wastewater project is expected to take approximately 21 months. Work is scheduled to begin this fall and anticipated to be completed in the summer of 2024. The project schedule will depend on weather conditions. The contractor will work Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. However, extenuating circumstances may require limited work to take place on Sunday. The contractor is Boyer Inc. and the project manager is Alka Agrawal. By these numbers, this is a VIP, a very important project. There are a total of 8 phases to this project. Phase 1 in blue is the Westridge diversion line starting in fall of 2022 to spring of 2023. Phase 2 with the blue circle is the Westridge Regional Lift Station from fall 2022 to summer of 2023. Phase 3 in green is the Westridge Force Main starting in winter of 2023 to winter of 2024. Phase 4 in red is the Main Street diversion line beginning in spring of 2023 to summer of 2024. Phase 5 in yellow is the Kirby Drive diversion line number 1 in spring 2023 to winter of 2024. Phase 6 in the green circle is the Westridge Lift Station in fall of 2023. Phase 7 in the red circle is the Main Street Lift Station in winter of 2024. And lastly, Phase 8 in the yellow circle is the Kirby Drive Lift Station number 1 from winter 2024 to summer of 2024. To take a closer look at the construction phasing map, please go to the project page on engagehouston.org. So what do the seasons mean? Our construction timeline is as follows. Winter constitutes January, February, March. Spring is April, May, June. Summer is July, August, September. And fall includes October, November, and December. So what to anticipate during these construction phases? Our advice is to organize, don't agonize. So if you prepare for construction, the time it takes to complete the project will fly by. The first step to getting organized is to keep your door hanger. These door hangers contain pertinent contact information in case you have further questions or concerns. If your dog ate your door hanger, no worries. You can go to the project page online to view the contact information there on engagehouston.org. If you have objects in the right-of-way, please remove them now as soon as possible. If you have specific landscaping that would like to be saved, we suggest that you relocate such plant materials now. Grass will be restored in areas upon completion of all construction. For most of the properties in the area, the City of Houston project right-of-way will extend about 2 feet from back of curb. However, sanitary sewer line replacement will leave some residents with open excavation in their yards at times. As a result of this and related capital improvement projects, the city and the contractors are granted full access into this right-of-way. Once complete, the contractor is required to restore the impacted area of the grounds to City of Houston standards. So again, if you have objects in the right-of-way, please remove them as soon as possible. And meet the project team. This includes the contractor, the inspectors, and the project managers. Homeowners associations and local business owners are invited to attend the monthly contractor status meetings that will allow them to provide periodic updates to the community. Updates will also be posted to the project page on engagehouston.org. So remember to subscribe to receive the latest and greatest updates as they become available. The contractor has a restoration plan for all properties. Once the project is complete, the contractor is required to restore the impacted area to the city standards. Please do not make repairs yourself. Restoration typically starts once the project is complete. The city does not approve final payment to the contractor until they complete their own assessment to ensure restoration is sufficient. We recommend that you document current conditions by taking pictures of your property in the right-of-way area near the street and curb. These pictures should resolve any questions when it comes time for the contractor to repair or replace any items. Please be aware and obey all construction signs and barriers. Safety is priority number one for everyone involved in this project. For your safety and ours, please pay attention to the following safety objects shown here. Good news, your utilities will not be disrupted during this project, but be mindful that there could be some unforeseen interruptions. If this happens, just know that the contractor will work quickly to restore service. Trees to be removed are identified on the tree protection plan posted on the project page on engagehouston.org. Diseased or dying trees will be removed. The City of Houston has identified trees that can be preserved during construction on a case-by-case basis. Both the city and the contractor are taking every precaution to protect existing trees and properties as best they can. Additional right-of-way markers will be placed along the curb and sidewalk or driveway area, and removal of these causes added delays and expense. So please do not remove these markers or any protective precautions that have been provided to the adjacent property. Individual driveways may be impacted for several days during the construction process. Once construction begins on a street, the contractor will give notice 72 hours in advance if they need to work on a specific driveway. Bus and trash services still will be available during construction. This project is mostly trenchless construction, but it may need one-lane closure at shaft locations. The traffic control plan can be found on the project page at engagehouston.org. We encourage you to go to engagehouston.org to view more project details. The project page includes additional exhibits, the traffic control plan, and the tree protection plan right at your fingertips. And now a brief demo of engagehouston.org.
Welcome to engagehouston.org. We're incredibly excited to share this platform with you. This site allows us to communicate with Houstonians about the changes that are happening in their neighborhood. Our goal is to make the site visually fun and engaging, as well as easy to navigate so that everyone can find what they need. Using the Google Translate option, users can translate the languages used on the website. On the home screen, you can navigate the 4 project types that we support: drainage, street, wastewater, and water projects. Beneath that, you're going to see a variety of resources. All of these resources can also be found up here in our header. For all public meetings, we send out notifications to the community, and one way to access the meeting link is to click on the Join Us button. Another great thing about this website is that we have enabled social media shares. Users can share meeting links, project pages, and updates to their social media feed through private messages and/or email. This helps us in getting more information out to the community. Here's a snapshot of all the relevant project information on the project page. It shows a standard map which highlights the project area and general project information, which may be followed by a link. Below are the project's frequently asked questions. To the right, you're going to see a variety of widgets. First is the Stay Informed Subscribe button. This allows a user to subscribe to this project, meaning that if this project is of great interest, all it requires is inputting your email address. You'll be notified via email when updates are posted to the page or when new information becomes available. You'll also see the current project phase, as well as the project documents, meeting recordings, videos, and pictures. Underneath that, you'll be able to view who's listening and who the public engagement team is. At the bottom of the page, there's the Engage Us tool, which allows you to correspond directly with us through this platform. In order to use this tool, you must be registered and signed into the site. Once you're signed in, you can ask questions and they're sent directly to the public engagement team. We research and provide a response to every single question that is asked. We encourage everyone to register for this site. Some of the tools we discussed earlier can only be utilized if you're registered, so it is extremely important to register. We've made it simple, quick, and as painless as we could. Just create a simple username and password and answer 3 basic questions, and you're good to go. You'll receive a confirmation email, so don't forget to confirm your email address so that you don't miss out on all of the updates. And now you're done. You're all set up to utilize engagehouston.org and all of its beneficial tools. Welcome to Engage Houston.
We want you to know the contractor. They are your first point of contact. They are the boots on the ground every day. They are capable to assist you immediately. Remember that Boyer's contact information will also be on your door hanger and on the last page of the frequently asked questions posted on engagehouston.org. We want you to hear from the contractors. So now allow me to introduce you to Dada with Boyer to say a few words. Dada?
Thank you, Kenya. Hi, my name is Datta Shirodkar. I'm the project manager for Boyer Inc. We'll be working on this project. I've been working for Boyer for last 18 years and I've done several projects for the city of Houston. We are very excited to get started and we are looking forward to a very successful project for the city and the whole community. Thank you.
Thank you, Tata. We encourage you to call 311 if you have a concern. You can report online, email, or yes, there's an app for that. It's not just for problems, though. We always like to hear if our contractors are doing a great job, so please share that with us as well. I want to thank District K for their support today, Marcos Mengesha and his awesome project team for their participation and support. Thank you to the fabulous public engagement team for making this meeting possible today. And finally, to all of you who have joined us to receive this important project information. Thank you for your time and attention. Please remember to share what you heard today with your friends and neighbors who could not join us for this meeting. And now it's Q&A time. Being present has its benefits. You will get your questions answered in real time by the fantastic project team. Take advantage now and ask away. The project team is here to answer your questions. At this time, I would like to introduce you to Timothy Williams with the awesome public engagement team who will moderate the Q&A session for us. Take it away, Tim.
Certainly will, and thank you very much, Kenya. Yes, this is the Q&A portion of our meeting. This is a highly anticipated portion of our meeting in that it allows you to, yes, ask those pressing questions that we know you have. Now, the way that you submit your questions, by going to the top of your screen and clicking on the box, it's a bubble with a question mark in the middle. It says Q&A underneath it. Click that bubble and begin to submit your questions. And again, we will have them answered by our amazing project team. Okay. Now, as you're doing that, I just want to remind everyone that tonight marks the beginning of Q&A and not the end. So if you have any questions beyond tonight and beyond the Q&A portion, it's okay. Just please go to engagehouston.org, visit the project page, and you can submit those questions and continue to engage with us. Okay? We certainly love to hear from you. And with that, we do have a question, and I'll go ahead and read the first one for our project team. The first question is, what type of traffic impacts can we anticipate as a result of this project? What type of traffic impacts can we anticipate as a result of this project?
All right, Tim, I think this is an excellent question, and this is, underground construction. Yes, it will have changes. The traffic pattern is going to be modified to some extent to accommodate the construction of this project. So I'll go ahead and pass this question to the engineer of record. So he will provide a little bit more detailed response street by street. John, can you go ahead and take this question?
Yep, thanks, Marcos. Yeah, so overall, there will be, as Marcos said, it's a trenchless construction project. However, there are some surface impacts that do affect the traffic. So I'll go street by street. So the majority of the impact is going to be on Westridge Street. It's a 4-lane road, and so in order to install the diversion line, 2 lanes of traffic will have to be closed along Westridge, and permanent traffic control installed for the duration of that phase. Traffic will be shifted to 1 lane each direction in the 2 westbound lanes of Westridge. Along Main Street, there's no permanent traffic control anticipated. It's just going to be temporary right lane closures along Main Street in both the north and southbound direction to allow the contractor to access easements acquired by the city where the line is being constructed. Then along Merworth Street, there are some permanent right lane closures in the eastbound lanes of Merworth Street in order to allow installation of the proposed sanitary sewer force main in the outside lane of traffic. And then along Buffalo Speedway, again, will be some right lane closures in the southbound lanes of Buffalo Speedway in order to allow for installation of trenchless construction pits so that the contractor can install the proposed force main again along Buffalo Speedway.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for that very detailed answer. We thank you indeed. And I'll move to the next question. The next question is, will Buffalo Speedway be torn up?
All right, I think that's a good question. Buffalo Speedway is going to be part of this construction project, and yes, this is trenchless installation, and the installation is going to be outside of the travel lane. And John, can you go ahead and briefly provide response to the impact on Buffalo Speedway?
Sure. Yep. So as Marcos mentioned, along Buffalo Speedway on the west side of Buffalo Speedway, the proposed force main is being installed behind the curb, so it's outside of the roadway. on average about 6 feet behind the curb. However, there at the trenchless pit locations, there is potential for some impact to the pavement. That will try to be avoided, but any damage to the pavement at pit locations will be restored with full panel replacements as indicated in the contract.
Okay, thank you, sir. And the next question comes from a Mr. Fowler, Michael Fowler. He'd like to know, how will the pedestrian cycling access be managed so that it will remain uninterrupted? How will the pedestrian cycling access be managed so that it will remain uninterrupted? And then he has another question. Will reconstruction of roads and sidewalks be brought up to current City of Houston widths? Primary TOD streets require 8-foot wide sidewalks. Secondary TOD streets require 6-foot sidewalks. And there's a question mark at the end, so I think he's asking for a confirmation on that. But the first half of the question has to do with pedestrian and cycling access during the project.
All right, Tim, I think the first question is, yes, within the construction zone, there will be some, changes on the traffic pattern, on vehicular traffic and pedestrian traffic as well. Depends on how, the layout of the construction. And as far as bike lane, I don't know if there is a bike lane on Main Street or, Westridge. John, can you, speak on bike lanes along the project boundary?
Sure, Marcos. Yeah, so I was just confirming, but along the Buffalo Speedway and Main Street, I'm not aware, and as we went through the design phase, not aware of any designated bike lanes along those streets, unless those have recently been added.
Okay. All right. The second part of the question is, Tim, it's referring to an improvement, sidewalk or upgrade of an existing sidewalk. To answer that question, this is a wastewater improvement project, and the boundary of this project will stay where the wastewater improvement is. What's going to be on Westridge, on Main Street, and Merwers and Buffalo Speedway. If we impact or if we disturb sidewalk, we will replace it in kind. But outside of that boundary, we don't have any scope for pedestrian walkways or sidewalk improvement as a part of this project. Thank you.
Awesome, great. Thank you, Marcos. Okay, and the next question is, I'm concerned about being able to access my home or driveway during construction. What can you tell me about that?
I think, John, he can answer this. Typically, we do, manage the impact of the driveways, as we go on the construction. Once we notify the residents if they are going to be impacted, but we always keep access for, houses or businesses all time. This is how the construction is going to be executed. And John, can you add any additional, response to side, the driveways, potentially is going to be impacted?
Sure. Yep. So along Westridge, South Main, and Merworth, primarily those driveways are all commercial, and those driveways will not be closed. Along Buffalo Speedway in the residential area, the contractor is going to work to minimize any impact to driveways by placing the trenchless pits correspondingly. However, in order to lay the pipe out and install the pipe through the trenchless methods proposed, there will be some short-term closures of driveways, which the contractor will notify homeowners before that takes place in accordance with the city's requirements. Those closures are anticipated to be done within 1 day, unless there's extenuating circumstances.
Okay, thank you for that response. And I'll jump to one. You touched on it, but it said the question is, I'd like to get notices in advance when there are traffic reroutes or lane closures. What's the best way to get this information? So how would they obtain that information?
Typically, team, this type of construction, we do provide notification to residents, and whenever we close a segment of a street, that's a typical process we have. And that the other way to know or be informed on this, progress of this project is, and especially HOA, other management districts, they can contact the project team. They can be invited on the progress meeting. They will know ahead of time, what is going to happen near to their houses or businesses. And we do encourage to basically we encourage the management district to work with the project team. They will reach out to those management district or HOS within the area, so that the impact of the construction is going to be minimal. Thank you.
Also, please subscribe to the project page on engagehouston.org. We will post any updates as it relates to this project, traffic updates to the project page. And once you subscribe, you will get those updates via email automatically.
Awesome, thank you. And the FAQ is on that project page as well, which contains the project team's contact information for those who would like to access that information. And Marcos, I just want to circle back to your earlier response. You stated that we would provide that information to the public. Are you talking door hangers? Or are you saying that would be provided to the homeowners association, and we're encouraging citizens to reach out to them? Can you just elaborate?
Typically, on that? Door hanger is the typical process we have.
Okay.
We do notify, distribute the door hangers ahead of time, so that those residents or businesses will be aware what is coming within a week or two. And the other way to be involved or informed about this project is, as I said, we will provide the contact information of this project team, and they can reach out at any time, especially for HOA, the management district, or the business district. We will reach out, and they can be invited to the progress meeting. That's going to be a monthly progress meeting. They can be informed of what's coming on the following month.
Gotcha. And just a note on the door hangers, door hangers are placed by contractors wearing branded material, right? Vests, they'll have a branded truck with their name on it, and they never request to enter into the home, correct?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. And the next question comes from an anonymous participant. They want to know, what does full panel replacement of the road mean? What does full panel replacement of the road mean?
Well,
I can answer that.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, so that just means when they construct the concrete roadways, there's construction joints, and so a longitudinal joint along the flow of traffic, there's a certain dimension, and then cross construction joints as well. So it could be, a 12-foot wide by 40-foot long panel, but it's bounded by construction joints. So that's what that means.
Got you. Thank you. And we did get a follow-up from Mr. Fowler, who asked earlier about the reconstruction of roads and sidewalks. And you did respond to that, Marco, stating that improvements to sidewalks are not part of the scope of the project, that we will go back and repair any impacting existing sidewalk. But his question is, just to confirm, any disturbed sidewalks that need to be rebuilt will not be brought up to current City of Houston standards. They will be rebuilt to like kind. I guess he's asking if we impact those what level or standard of repair will be given to them?
But it's a good question. I understand the size of the sidewalk changes, depends on where it's located. I think some of the question is referring to the design requirement for sidewalk within transit corridor is different from the sidewalk widths on other, non-transit corridors. So, I understand that as when we design a new project, that's how we are going to follow up. Basically, that's the standard we follow to construct, sidewalks, walkways. However, when you replace an existing sidewalk, you are limited to the right of way. There are utilities around the area, so that's going to be a constraint. And the typical response to this question is we do replace the same width that is on the existing. So basically we will match the existing widths because of some of the constraints above ground and underground. Yeah.
Gotcha. It's pretty clear. Thank you. Okay, and the next question is, I have tickets to the game at NRG Stadium. Is there a plan in place to facilitate the flow of traffic?
John, can you take this question?
Sure. Yep. So yes, there will be traffic control provided. So there will be some permanent traffic control, as mentioned previously, and work will continue to be performed within that permanent traffic control, specifically on Westridge Street. However, there won't be any additional temporary traffic control closures during those event days.
And
so that
I just want to add to that, there will be no work done during the Texans game days. So that's a no work period.
Gotcha. So there is a high level of coordination in place to facilitate that.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. Okay, and the next question is, how will this project impact trees, particularly in the residential area along Buffalo Speedway?
All right, John, you can take.
Yep. So along Buffalo Speedway, again, as previously mentioned, the proposed method is a trenchless construction method. There will be trenchless bore pits to facilitate that construction. However, those will be placed in order to mitigate impact to any trees along Buffalo Speedway. Currently in the tree protection plan, there are 2 trees specified to be removed at the intersection of Merworth and Buffalo Speedway. However, those are not outside any residential homes and are within the right-of-way. Other locations, there will be tree protection fencing installed as indicated in the tree protection plan to protect those trees. And then other places along the project outside of the Buffalo Speedway residential area, there are a handful of other tree removals, and those will be, all the tree removals will be replaced with replacement trees. I think there's a total of 25 new trees being planted along the project alignment.
Thank you. And that was the final question for tonight. We want to thank everyone for attending tonight's meeting. Thank you to all of the citizens and stakeholders for being a part of this engagement meeting. We do certainly want to thank the awesome project team and also the public engagement team. And again, we'd like to send out a thank you to District K and the staff for being here tonight. Again, as we close, we do strongly encourage everyone to visit the website, engagehouston.org, visit that project page for Westridge Regional Lift Station, subscribe to the project page to ensure that you get those automatic notifications that are sent out, and to also view tonight's presentation, the video, and all related materials that are related to this project. Thank you again, and everyone have a good night.
Thank you.